Welcome to Real Deal. I'm Terra.
And I'm Jazelle.
And this week we're talking about Kinds of Kindness, the 2024 follow-up film to Poor Things, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. We might all be in danger, is what the Letterboxd summary says. A triptych fable following a man without choice who tries to take control of his own life, a policeman who is alarmed that his wife who was missing at sea has returned and seems to be a different person, and a woman determined to find a specific someone with a special ability who is destined to become a prodigious spiritual leader. We just saw this recently, so it's pretty fresh in our minds.
Yeah, we literally saw this 2 days ago since recording. And we were going to put out the episode. Well, you guys know, we like to aim for Thursday. However, we did see this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we were going to record, but here's the thing. We just felt that we needed time to sit with this.
Yeah, I needed to digest.
Very much to think about. And yeah, I have so many thoughts. Okay, let's start off with where we watched this, the audience size. We saw this on an early release.
Yeah.
On AMC at the theater.
This is an AMC Stubbs ad, like it usually is, by the way.
Yes. And you know what? It won us over.
Yup.
We fell into the trap. And there were a lot of people in the theater, actually.
There was. I don't know if I can equate that to people being familiar with his work. I think I always forget how many people are fans of cinema.
Yeah.
So I don't know if all of that is like Poor Things trails or people who are just really familiar with his stuff and excited to see it.
Yeah.
Could be both.
It's
very exciting.
The audience reaction from like my side of the theater, I could hear the people like closest to us on my right being like, what's happening? What's this? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
but nobody left.
No, nobody left.
Nobody left. And
nah.
That's a testament. I think those were some Yorgos fans because not a single person got up and left. And if I had gone into this movie and had only seen Poor Things, I would have bounced. Like, I wouldn't know what I was prepared for if I was a casual movie viewer. This was crazy.
To the guy who I saw walk out of Saltburn, you know what? Man. Keep out of this movie, too.
Yeah, you don't want to see this one, buddy.
Buddy, this one ain't for you.
Watch the TikTok summary.
Yeah. And this is definitely, I would say, rated R. Like,
if they created, what is that, NC-17? Should have been that. Should have been that, for sure.
Definitely, there is sex, there is gore, there is everything in this movie, and just keep that in mind before you come into it.
Yeah. Let's talk about expectations prior to this before we kind of break down what the movie is kind of about.
Yeah, you can start first.
I had none. I think I don't do a very good job of keeping spoilers off of my timeline, but I really didn't see anything about this.
Yeah.
I think I saw the Cannes reviews, and that's like those are people who are like getting paid for this shit. So I was like, okay. Yeah, I would like to see how other people feel about this. I only saw like 1 or 2 reviews out of Cannes, and they were like 2 or 3 stars. So I wasn't sure what to expect.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect at all. I think I had you read the Letterboxd description to me before, and I still didn't really have any sort of understanding as to what it would be about. Obviously, we have Emma Stone coming off of her Poor Things Oscar with Yorgos. Jesse Plemons just did that awful movie with his wife, Civil War. Willem Dafoe, just the prince of cinema. And then Margaret Qualley, who we're seeing in a lot of movies recently. The last thing I saw her in was Drive Away Dolls. Oh, yeah. Didn't love it, but it wasn't bad. Hong Chow, great. Love her. And Joe Alwyn is also featured. I'm glad that we got to see more of him.
Me too.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Some very obvious repeats from Yorgos's work here. Again with Emma, Willem, Margaret. You've seen those people before in Yorgos's films. So, and I think Emma and Yorgos, this is their 4th movie together, 3rd or 4th. But you've got Poor Things, you've got The Favorite, and they're working on
Begonia.
Yeah, Begonia.
Poor Things, The Favorite, Kinds of Kindness, Begonia.
They've got a 4th movie that they're doing right now with Jesse Plemons again.
I thought that was Begonia.
Is that the new one? Yeah. Or the one they've already done?
It's a new one.
Because he had, what is that video they had without any talking that they talk about in the Letterboxd interview? It's some like short film or
Starts with
something.
a B. But I thought she wasn't in that.
I thought she was.
I thought she said that was the first Yorgos movie she watched.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I'm tripping. Okay, never mind.
Anyways, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I could be misremembering.
No, you might be right. So it's quite a few movies them together.
Yeah. And then we have some new like Yorgos characters in here. Like Hunter Schafer.
Love Hunter Schafer.
And then I believe Momudu too.
Yeah.
He's one of the new sort of
and I think Joe too, because Joe hadn't really been doing much except for that terrible Hulu show.
Yeah, so Joe too. Those are also some really big additions.
Yeah.
But I think that they're really good. This movie really had me, honestly. I wasn't sure at first, but then walking away from it, I have never seen a movie like this before.
I think you love or hate this.
Yeah.
Like we told you guys in the description, this is a movie that kind of follows 3 separate stories, and they're all kind of tied together with the same theme, but they're not related to each other directly.
Which I thought was the case walking out of it. And then later on watching the interview that Terra had sent me about with Emma Stone and Yorgos talking about it, they clarified that it isn't related at all, which I actually really appreciate. It gives I feel like we're so used to like fucking Marvel and shit like that where like everything's connected. You know, everything has a meaning. Connected. Yeah.
Everybody knows somebody. And then in this, it's the same set of actors just playing completely different, vastly different characters, making their own character decisions, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
I think that the articles that I read after watching this made me like it a little bit more. I feel like my rating will stay the same, but I have more appreciation for it.
Okay. So let's go into your rating. What'd you give it?
I think I gave this a 3. 3.5, yeah. And I think 3.5 is solid. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to keep it there. Some of the stuff I read that I found really interesting was that Yorgos started this movie after Killing of a Sacred Deer, after reading about Caligula, the Roman dictator. Mm-hmm. And he was really intrigued by the idea of one man having all of this power over people, but wanted to look at it on an individual level. And I think that that's the one theme that you have in all 3 of these movies is, you know, what you would do for love and these different versions of kindness, so to speak, and what you would do for other people, the power that they have over you. And I think it's extremely direct in the first one where we have Willem as the boss with all this dictatorship-like power over his employee.
Right.
And it's a lot looser in the other 2, especially the middle one, which I think is the most supernatural.
Yeah, I agree. And what would you say that was lacking in the movie for you?
I don't know. I don't want to say... I don't know what could have made this a 5 for me. I think it's just not my favorite out of things that he's done.
Yeah.
And I don't really know why that is. I think it just didn't reach me like that. Yeah. I think it was very inventive and very, shocking. I think he has scenes where, if you're not used to that kind of thing from him, you're going to be a little shook. And I didn't feel that shook. He partnered with the same screenwriter that he did with The Lobster and Killing of a Sacred Deer. So this is not really a departure from his usual stuff. But I don't know. It just didn't all move me. It worked for me, but it didn't move me, I would say.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. On to the things that you liked about it.
All of the performances.
Yeah.
Even Hunter Schafer, who's there for 3-4 minutes, came, served tits, left.
Yeah.
Amazing.
She really put them out there, and you know what?
Loved it.
I was sad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really something to think about. I think just how much power love can have over you and wanting to belong and wanting to feel accepted and loved and controlled. I think that that's such an interesting theme. And something else that I read was that he doesn't like to give background, at least for this film, he doesn't like to give background to his characters, which is kind of like a cardinal sin when you're writing movies. They say that you're supposed to give all this background information and he's motivation. And he's like, I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
What I gave you on the script is what I gave you. And I don't want my actors thinking so much about why their characters are making these choices so much as just how they feel making them. He doesn't even like to make the background scenes very direct. The whole movie takes place in New Orleans, but you wouldn't know that. It's super ambiguous.
Yeah, totally.
And he really enjoys it looking that way. And I kind of appreciate that method. Mm-hmm. I didn't find myself leaving and feeling okay, but why?
Right.
Why did they do that? And I feel like that happens so often. But with this, I was satisfied not asking those questions.
Yeah.
So that's something I enjoyed. Something unique about his filmmaking.
Yeah. I think so I gave this movie a 4. I think what I didn't love about this movie was honestly hard to think of something, but I feel like I agree with Tara. Like I feel like I was missing like some sort of like connection to it while I was completely entertained the whole time. I did feel like something was missing. I don't even really know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I think it is just that, like, I don't know, the message didn't hit me that hard, or the impact wasn't as big on me. And then I do have to say, there were, I don't know, and I feel like I'm going back and forth on this, and I was thinking about it, and I feel like some of the vignettes are too long.
That shit was long as hell.
And this is an almost 3-hour movie. So each one is like almost nearly an hour. So that is something to keep in mind too.
Yeah.
Like this is a movie to see if you want to watch this movie, go in with absolutely no expectations.
And nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do. I would even say, like, don't go watch this before bed. Like,
hell no.
Just go for the day. This is a good morning movie.
Yeah,
like,
a good noon 11 a.m. ass movie.
Yeah, you go see this movie and then you go in and out after.
Yeah,
you know?
You sit on your couch for a minute and you're like, damn, I'm going to think about that one for a minute.
Yeah. But I think that for some reason, like, it felt a little too long.
I agree.
And I feel like the reason why I say I go back on it is because then I think about each scene, and I do feel like each scene is important, or I feel like each scene does give like us some more context on the character. Mm-hmm. But then again, I will go back and I'm like, but like sitting there and watching it, I did find myself, like, I told Tara, like, I checked the time on my phone on that last segment, the third act, because I was just like, damn, like, how long have we been in here? And I didn't know it was an almost 3-hour movie.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Tara and I were just sitting there.
Just sitting there blind as hell.
Yeah.
Just happy to be there.
we were seated. We were having a good time.
Yeah.
I do have to say, this movie, honestly, like I said previously, I haven't seen anything really like this movie from a director where it follows the 3-act sequence, but they're all very
different acts.
Different and also non-related.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that, and I think that, like, the part that I appreciate the most is, and I only heard about this, like, with this interview that Tara had sent me, was he didn't want each character to, or, like, each actor to feel, or to be, like, over, or, like, I don't know, what's the phrasing that he used, but he wanted the actor to feel like the actor. He wanted Emma Stone to feel like Emma Stone, but, like, a different performance of hers.
Yeah, not too heavily immersed in the character.
Yes.
I think that goes back to him not wanting background. Like, you don't want to give background because he doesn't want his actors focusing on that.
Yes, and that's something I really appreciated, because everyone really did, like, give an outstanding performance.
Yeah.
Jesse Plemons has unsettled me in ways.
Listen, you know an actor or an actress is good when they play a role so well that you kind of hate them after. And I think I kind of hate Jesse Plemons. Sorry, dude. Between this and, like, Civil War, which I didn't even fully watch. I just watched that one scene of you as a cop. That was kind of enough. Mm-hmm. You're doing the damn thing. So, I don't know. I do have a question. What is your favorite out of the 3? And then least favorite.
Okay, that's so hard to say. The first one was good. I don't know. I feel like the last one I understood the least.
I feel like that about the middle one.
Really?
Yeah. I think the middle, where it's this police officer whose wife is missing, and she comes back and she's, you know, not who she seems, and he's convinced that it's not her, and so he slowly, I wouldn't even say inadvertently because it's kind of direct, it pretty much kills her.
Yeah.
You know?
It does have a, like, Taxi Driver ending where she knocks on the door and it's
like
it's really her.
Possession, like that movie too.
Yeah.
I think that one reached me the least. Yeah, I just wasn't a huge fan of that one. And I think the first one, maybe as simple as it is, I think the message is so clear, so on the nose in the first one. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I liked that too.
The dynamic between him and Willem, that was so enjoyable to me.
Yeah. I think that it's so hard to say. I liked the last one the most. But I understood it the least the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
That was the one I had to read about the most.
I think that one, I really like that one. That's second for me.
Yeah.
I think Emma Stone is so good in that too.
Yeah.
And Jesse made me fucking hate him. Hong Chow, I really like seeing more from her.
Yeah, I liked Hong Chow.
So, very enjoyable.
Joe Alwyn, evil.
Oh, I'm
evil.
sick.
No, because I was going to vomit in my chair.
Don't let the Swifties get that one. They're going to ruin his life.
No.
That was crazy.
Ugh, God.
I'm sick to my stomach.
No, because they're going to do something with that.
They are. Give them time. It'll take them some time. And if you're a Swiftie, I don't want no lashings in the comments. I'm one of you, but I'm just saying, lay off of the man, okay? Please.
Yeah.
He's just a man.
God. Okay, so I think my favorite is gonna be the last one. I don't even know. They don't have like what names. Was it? RMF eats a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was my favorite, and then I guess the middle one is like my least favorite, but it kind of honestly I feel like the first and the second one are kind of just like equal to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't dislike that one. I actually thought that one was kind of funny.
All of the and I realize that we didn't say this, but all of the little movies inside of this movie are titled RMF Does Something. So RMF, what is the first one? The Death of RMF.
The Death of RMF.
RMF Goes Flying, and then the last one is RMF Eats a Sandwich. So all three of them feature a guy named RMF. It's the same actor in all three, and he's the only character to be consistently named pretty much the same thing in all three of them. Which, was very interesting. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. I liked the first one just because I liked remember when Jesse ran him over with a car? That was crazy.
Y'all, that was crazy.
And then runs back to the house and Margaret Qualley's at the door and she hugs him.
Going in blind, I think that first film is like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
After that, you're like, okay, I know I'm in for some like bullshit. I know I'm in for a ride here. But the first one... It really
does set the tone.
Yeah, it set the tone. Going in blind to that, I think I grabbed Jazelle because I was like, you guys, what's happening? What's happening?
Yeah, I feel like the second one I liked though because it was like it was almost comic reliefy until the end.
I didn't like it.
Oh, I liked it.
I didn't like it.
I thought it was kind of funny. I don't know.
It was like it had funny moments, I think, but it just made me uncomfortable. And maybe that's the point. You know, maybe that is what he's trying to achieve, but it just made me uncomfortable. If you also, let me say this, if you don't like animal violence, I don't think that you should watch this movie.
No, I definitely agree.
There is definitely some scenes with dogs that you will not appreciate. So I don't think that you should watch this if this is...
Yeah.
Go watch A Quiet Place. That one ends really well for the cat.
Yeah.
If y'all are trying to find something with good animal vibes.
Yeah.
Not this.
I feel like I liked the second one. What I didn't like about the second one was... I don't know. I did like it. I liked it.
Yeah, I don't think I was the target audience, but I think if you are willing to watch something out of the box, if you watch Saltburn and you were like, that wasn't that crazy, boy, do I have a movie for you. I think you should go sit down and watch this. And if you're a fan of Killing of a Sacred Deer and The Lobster, this is worth checking out. I think it's up that alley.
Yeah, I think I'm going to reference my Letterboxd here and be like, what my Letterboxd review says... Upon reflection, I haven't seen many things like this. Adult goosebumps, Twilight Zone, gore-filled, horny, egg-flavored cinema.
Yeah, there was also a lot of eggs, which made me very unhappy. But
lots of eggs, lots of dog violence.
Yeah.
Lots of gore, lots of horniness.
Body horror. I don't know.
Yeah, there's really a lot to unpack here, but I do have to say some really great needle drops.
Yes, Sweet Dreams
by the Eurythmics.
No, that was excellent.
No, we were dancing in that theater because it opens up with it and it's like so perfect, and then it ends with Cobra's song "Brand New Bitch," and I love Cobra.
That was improvised.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Stone's dance scene was fully improvised.
It was so... I loved it.
That's just what she felt like the character would do in that scenario.
Yeah.
I'm right there with it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you guys should check this out if weird and a little fucked up sounds like something that is for you.
Yeah, these are for this movie is for chronic movie watchers.
Yeah, I think if you're not really into that, if the violence is too much for you or the gore is too much for you, sit this one out, vibes.
Yeah.
No one's gonna blame you.
Right.
It's okay. Thanks, you guys, for being here. See you next week.
Bye.